Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin pretty much moving sideways, only a short update this will be. Not a lot has happened since my last one really. Here 0.12% to the upside, 39.5k. Not a very volatile day. Yesterday was a little bit more volatile. So let's go straight away into the more imminent price moves. I'm not gonna update everything here because really the price hasn't moved a lot. Just still wanted to update you because I know a lot of people like also these short updates for Bitcoin. What did we see here earlier today? We obviously came down yesterday. That is where we talked about that the price is probably going to roll over to the downside. We did that. Then we even lost that support. That was expected. We didn't get quite down to that previous support here at 37.5k. That is what I would have loved to see. It's basically an ascending trend line coming up here. Would have loved to see here some support. Now it didn't get down to that level. Can we see anything on the VPVR maybe? Not really a reason why we... Well, you can see a little bit of a peak here. Yeah, I think I might have mentioned in a previous video that peak. I remember we looked at the VPVR. Could have been that this is the reason why it actually found support there. Yeah, here at this 38.3k level. Yeah, didn't really break it to get down to that technical support here at 37.5k. Absolutely did not, and therefore it then started to move up again, and my view was that it's probably going to retest this, and if it gets rejected then we can with a high probability get down to that previous support at 37.5. Now it didn't. It actually pumped a little bit, broke through that resistance, so you can see a valid resistance line here that has now probably been flipped for support as it seems. Yeah, so you can see that we moved up, we retested that previous support level at 39.2k. What we would want to see now is more volume, and then maybe you can even go higher again here. But what we need to say, generally what the price here is doing is sideways movement, very corrective. Showed you yesterday the wave count for this here, for this potential alternative scenario if Bitcoin really breaks above 46.5k. But really what the price is doing here, I mean, we've got this support level, yeah, and that's really all I can tell you at the moment, and that's what anybody else could tell you. We've got this support level, 39.3k. If we lose that, yes, you're probably going to get down here again to that 38.2 level, then you're going to get down to 37.5. But all of that is really only minor things. If this support level holds here at 39.2k, and you now see volume and a few green candles, what you're going to do, you're actually going to break above the 50-day moving average. So we obviously failed with that one. You can see that orange line coming here, 39.8. If you break above that, you're going to go above the 50-day moving average. When that happened before here and we broke the 50-day moving average, then you went up to 42.6. Could be a bit of a speculative trade. For me, personally, I wouldn't do that because we are in a range and you're within a range. You're not breaking out of a range here in any way. Until we go above at least 45.5k to the upside, and to the downside here at least 37.5k, but better 34.5k. Until that happens, we cannot really see any change in direction here. At the moment, everything that is happening in this, you could call it ascending triangle, is sideways movement, and it is within the volatility of this pattern. And as you can see here, we're pretty much, if this is really going to be, if we continue this could last into April, May, this boring sideways movement. Yeah, I just want to pre-warn you that this can really be a very draining exercise here in this triangle. And until we see a breakout out of that pattern, you're not going to see any clear direction. So my primary expectation remains that Bitcoin is going to, in the next few days or weeks, sells off here and goes and breaks to the downside, goes down to 34.5. If we break below 34.5, it gets much more likely that we're getting into the target area. I mean, to be fair, even from now, it's not too far away anymore. That target area is between 20 and 29k. So at least as a minimum, I would request or expect this 29k level to be reached. Yeah. However, there is no guarantee that it happens. There is the alternative scenario where first we would, if we break above this 45.5k level, and then we've got another one at 46.5. If you lose the 46.5k level, it gets much more likely that you're getting into this target area between 55 and 65k. you will see that then with a high likelihood, and then turn around and then get down into that yellow target area. So there is generally no reason, even if we pump here, that there is a reason to FOMO. I gave you my strategy in the previous videos that I am going to probably open a trade here. If I see it, if I spot it on time, open a trade when we break above this 45.5k level, get a retest of that former resistance then as support, and see a volume with volume confirmed breakout. Then I will probably take a long position with an objective to take profits in stages in this target range here before we then are going to come down lower here. Yeah. And we just need to come into this area down here at some point to really finish off the whole structure and finish off the whole correction. Yeah, as I always say, you can, of course, you know, it doesn't mean we go down straight away. It means we have to get into this area to finish the correction off. Only then sustainable and really sustainable new moves to all-time highs are possible. Until then, only with a very, very small likelihood, because the structure just doesn't confirm it. It just doesn't support it. Okay. Of course, crazy things are always happening, and it can only all work within a space of probabilities in the financial markets. Yeah, but yeah, so far it's worked out really well. Yeah, throughout this whole downtrend. Now we are in a phase where it is now getting right. We need to see how the market is deciding throughout this whole downtrend. Even when people said we were breaking out again to the upside here at this wave 4 top at 52k, I did remain bearish throughout here, but now we are really here in a decision point area where the market has to decide between these two alternatives. But don't get me wrong, none of these scenarios is really bullish. They are both bearish, short-term bearish, but generally I am very bullish on Bitcoin, and when the correction is finally over, we can expect new all-time highs all the way up to, well, I would expect conservatively 95 to 100k, but it can also go higher to 150, 200k. That will then be possible. Yeah, yeah, that is my view here on Bitcoin at the moment. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment for the algorithm, and if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.